Hello, hello, my beautiful Tauruses. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome back. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Welcome into the channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you like the way that these readings go, please subscribe if you haven't. And please, please give the video a like, a thumbs up to help it move around YouTube. All right, so this is going to be a reading, as you know, for December 16th through the 31st. I may or may not be back for Christmas messages. We'll have to see how busy the month gets. You know how that is. So what I want to say is we do have a new wolf moon in Sagittarius on the 19th. This is going to bring in expansion, adventure. You may be very talkative, very social around the 19th, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You could be feeling those energies very strongly with this new wolf moon in Sagittarius. We are going to be using the trinkets. I did the coffee cup for the beginning of December. I like to change it up and let Spirit bring through messages in many different ways. So we're going to use the trinkets. I have a new deck. It's called the Yuletide Tarot. I'm not super familiar with all the cards, so I may have to look some things up. The suits are different in this deck. Candles are wands, canes are swords, gifts are pentacles, and good cheer are cups. I have pulled your oracle cards, so we're going to look at those, and then we'll get to the tarot, which I will pull. We'll get to the trinkets and tarot, which I will do live here with you. Hope you're all doing well. So, Spirit wanted me to use the Magical Times Oracle. This is by Jody Bergsma. This was the first Oracle deck that I got, or the second. It was in the very beginning of my journey here on YouTube with Tarot. And you have Taurus's Sacred Space. Take time for the dreamer in you. Find your power in stillness. In your sacred space is the peace you seek. Now, this is a really good card to get around mid to end of December, because we have Christmas or Hanukkah or what's the other one? Rosh Hashanah. There are a lot of different holidays, and then we have New Year's, right? So a lot of times we're rush. We become human doings rather than human beings. And you may need to take some time away. You may find yourself getting overwhelmed or frustrated, or just, having some feelings like that. So find some time, even if it's 5 minutes, just to slow down, meditate. Sometimes I will do this right before I get out of bed in the morning. I will just lie there for 5 or 10 minutes before I get up, just being in stillness and peace and comfort, and just, taking a few moments of solace, if you will, before I get up and start my day. And then from the main Oracle deck, we have number 18, the Island. 18 is 9. 9s are accomplishment. Here, you may want to get away from it all. Maybe it's time to head home. Deep down, you'll know which way to go, because you always do. Wow. So you have sacred space. Maybe sacred space is home. Maybe you're going to visit home, visit your family, your parents, grandparents, children. I don't know. Maybe this is telling you that if you're kind of on the fence about what you're going to do, maybe heading home is the thing, right? It could also mean time to head home, not staying too long at Christmas parties or events or things like that, right? But you may want to get away from it all into your sacred space. I love how Spirit can bring these messages together like that. It's just amazing to me. All right, here is my little bowl of trinkets. This bowl has little things, animals, people, words. It has all kinds of things in there. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for my Tauruses? What would you like for them to know? Think about, what's the message? What is the message for my Tauruses for mid to end of December? I just kind of let them come out of the bowl as Spirit wants to give them to you. What do you have? Oh my gosh. What do you have for my Tauruses? One went on the floor, so I'll have to get it. What messages in the trinkets do you have for my Tauruses? Okay. All right. Let's see. Hang on. Let me move this so you'll be able to see. Sorry, it's quiet. All right, let me see if I can find the one that went on the floor. Okay. All right, now, hopefully you'll be able to see these. That was hopefully I can see them. So, faith and dream. So that's the second time dream has come up, because remember, take time for the dreamer in you. And you have dream again. You also have faith, right? Have faith in your dream. Have faith in your path. Things like that. All right. The first one that came out is the skull and crossbones. Oh, my throat. Excuse me. So this could be a warning. And maybe it goes along with that. Maybe it's time to head home. That's what I'm feeling. Don't overindulge. Oh, there was another word that went up there. Believe. Oh, wow. Faith, dream, believe. I love that. Faith, dream, believe. So I really am getting the feeling with this skull and crossbones that during this holiday season, you really need to pay attention to how you're feeling. Don't overindulge. Don't stay too long. I don't know. I'm really feeling that strongly. And then you have the turtle. The turtle represents going slowly. Oh, good grief. Hard to get the... Oh, there. Just for a second, you could see it. So the turtle represents going slowly. It also it's like not being in a rush. You don't really see turtles rushing anywhere except, well, maybe when they hatch out of their eggs, the babies. But so turtles move very slowly. They don't worry. They don't have anxiety. They just kind of go along, getting to the water. They sit on logs. They don't. So this is, again, hearkening back to that message of sacred space, right? And kind of slowing down, right? Listening to your gut, your guides, the wind, the snow falling. Then you have feather. Feathers often represent messages from heaven. They really do. I know I have seen feathers in the oddest places. Like, I know that feather has to have been put there by spirit or somebody who's crossed over, because there would be no way that a feather could be where I saw it, right, where it was. For instance, one day, a couple of years ago, I was walking into work. Now, my office is in a plaza. Like, there's no grass or trees or birds' nests or anything around. I open the door, and there's a tiny white feather on the carpet. It just didn't make any sense. I still have it. I actually taped it to my computer monitor on my desk because I was so amazed that it was there. And then you have angel. Angels watching over you is what the message says. Angels watching over you. Who wouldn't want that message, right? So you have a feather. If you see a feather, just know that is somebody who wants you to know that they see you. They want you to know that they're watching over you, right? And then you have a dolphin. Dolphin. So dolphin and turtle, both sea creatures, right? Well, some turtles live in fresh water. Sea turtles live in the sea. Excuse me. So this is a message. What I'm feeling is that you need to go with the flow more, Taurus. Stop worrying and rushing around and running around and worrying about getting everything just right. You're not enjoying things when you're doing that. So Spirit really wants you to get the message of slowing down, of being present in the moment. Thank you, Spirit. Being present in the moment. And the one that fell on the floor is key. Key. Now, the key to all of that, right? Being tuned in is finding time for sacred time for yourself, sacred space, right? Take time for the dreamer in you. Find your power in stillness. In your sacred space is the peace you seek, right? And you had faith, dream, believe. Faith, dream, believe. Here, you may want to get away from it all. Maybe it's time to head home. Deep down, you'll know which way to go because you always do, in your gut. When you use your inner compass, that's when you really know, right? When you're able to tune in to your intuition. Yeah. So skull and crossbones, I really feel like that goes along with that message about knowing when it's time to head home. Whether it's home for a visit or leaving an event or a party or whatever it is, okay? Really feel that strongly. Turtle, slowing down, not having anxiety about things, going with the flow. The feather, message from heaven, message from the beyond. The angels are watching over you. The dolphin, again, going with the flow. Dolphins are very happy, playful, silly. You need to get some of that in, the mid to end of December. And the key to going with the flow and having that happiness and not being in anxiety is your sacred space. Okay, let's move on to the tarot now. Let's move on to the tarot. Lisa, hang on to the cards. Let's see what this Yuletide Tarot has. I hope you're all doing well. Please don't forget to give the video a like. That's how it goes around YouTube. Two of Swords. Well, it's Two of Canes, but it's Two of Swords. That came up for Sagittarius. So I remember that. That's a choice that you don't see because you're blinded to it or you don't want to see it. Right? You need to make sure that your eyes are wide open and you see what's going on so you can make the choice. Deep down, you'll know which way to go because you always do. So that goes right along with that Two of Canes or Two of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Yes, Taurus. There's going to be something that you need to see more clearly so that you can make the right choice. The choice that's right for you, not the choice that's right for them or somebody else. Father Christmas, King of Canes, which is King of Swords, Truth, I think. Yeah. Six of Gifts, that is the Six of Pentacles. That's when things may not be going exactly where you think they are. Weighing your options. Seven of Candles, that is reflecting back on things that you've done and possibly having to defend your actions or your choices. Taurus, okay. Whoops. Can we have one more? There we go. All right. Okay, let's see. We'll take these in order. All right. Two of Canes. As I said, this would be the Two of Swords. Swords being communication, right? And in this, you can see, just like in the other tarot, in the original tarot, usually there's a blindfold over the person's eyes and they're holding two swords crossed. So there is a choice, but you need to open your eyes to see it. Oops. And then you have Father Christmas. This is 9. This is the Hermit. This is going within. Wow. You already had those messages in your oracle cards. So Taurus, it couldn't be more clear. This is really your third message about going within, right? Only when you go within and listen to your gut will you have the light of your lantern to show you the way. He's walking down the path. What I don't see in this card is the infinity symbol. I'm looking to see if I see it. He's walking down a path, but I don't think it's there. I don't know what he's holding. Maybe sticks to make a fire because he's going to be by himself. On his pack, it looks like he has food. So he's prepared to spend some time alone. That's also Virgo energy, in case some of you have Virgo prominently in your chart. Then you have the King of Canes. This is the King of Swords. This is a truth teller. This can be Aquarius energy, but this is the top of the soup, masculine energy for swords, or canes in this one. And he pulls no punches. He's going to tell it like it is. This is typically a masculine energy around you who is the one that's very matter of fact, to the point, tells it how it is. And sometimes this can be, the type of energy is like doctor, lawyer, accountant, somebody who's very precise. So there, you may need to get some advice. This could be your tax person too. I'm feeling like there may be some advice coming about your finances, even though swords is communication. Mostly, I'm really feeling like you need to consult somebody about your about finances. And the next card kind of says it, because this is the Six of Pentacles, and in the Six of Pentacles, the person is weighing up their options and trying to figure out. So in this card, she's deciding who's going to get what gift, and you know, sometimes not with gifts, but with your pentacles, with your money and your material things, you think your investments are in the right place and then they're not, right? Or you think that your money, or it could be your money, time, or energy. But I really feel, Taurus, is this has something to do with your finances, that you need to get those in order. You need to get some advice on it, and you really need to check in on your 401k or 503b or whatever your investment is. You need to check on that. See how that's doing. See if you may need to change it up, right, for the new year. Then you have the Seven of Candles, which is the Seven of Wands. Excuse me. There are 6 candles in front of him, and he's standing there with a bigger candle in his hand. He has a look on his face, like, see that, like kind of like disdain or fear or whatever, because in this card sometimes you're defending your position, defending something you've said or something that you've done, your actions, right? So people may be they could be accusing you, yes, but doubting you is what I'm hearing. There are people that are doubting you, and you are going to defend what you've done. So because sevens are reflections, whatever it is, it's you've already done it or said it, and now you're defending it. And then ending with the Eight of Canes. This is the Eight of Swords, and this is when you are letting your thoughts or others' opinions hold you back and trap you. So that you don't want to do that. And this goes all the way back to being in your sacred space, knowing when to get away from it all. It could be knowing when to walk away from a situation as well, right? With that Eight of Canes. I don't want to leave the ending with that. I want to try to get a couple of clarifiers or more messages from my mini. I always use the minis for clarification. So remember that you had the skull and crossbones about a warning, possibly going with the flow, feather, angel, faith, dream, believe. You have the Two of Swords with a choice. You have the Hermit, go within. You have the King of Swords, truth, and maybe getting to the bottom of finances there. You have the Seven of Pentacles. I'm sorry, wait a minute. What was that? Yes, the Seven of Pentacles with possibly having to check in on your investments. And then you have the the Six of Pentacles, excuse me. New deck, forgive me. Six of Pentacles, having to check in on your investments. Seven of Candles, Seven of Wands, defending your position. Eight of Canes, Eight of Swords, being trapped by either your thoughts, your doubts. Didn't we say doubts before? That was other people doubting you, right? Okay. All right, Spirit. What do you have to add to this? All right, let's see. So seven of Pentacles, that is choosing what you're going to, you've built up all of this business or finances or what have you, and you're standing there with your empty basket trying to figure out which one do I use? Which one do I go with? That definitely goes along with this Six of Pentacles, right? Six of Pentacles, things may not be going where you think they are. And then Seven, deciding what you're going to do, what you're going to move. How are you going to handle that? Chariot, this is Cancer energy. This is a victory. This is a big victory, but it's a victory that has a choice. A victory where you have to make a decision before going forward, and that's hearkening back to this Two of Swords here. And then you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands. So this is debate, discussion. I'm trying to figure out if you... No, you didn't. Okay, I was just looking to see if you had anything. You didn't have the Five of Wands. You had the Seven of Wands, which is defending yourself. So this is kind of letting you know, Tauruses, that sometime mid to end of December, there may come a time when you will have to defend your actions, defend what you've done. You will need to check into your finances, and you do need to let go of letting other people's opinions hold you back, okay? That's really important. That's really what I'm feeling here. It could be your own doubts about yourself or your choices or your decisions, because you have to defend it here. Don't doubt it, because then you won't be able to defend it, right? Wow. All right. Well, there were lots and lots of messages in there. But, you know, the main one is the sacred space, the island, and the hermit, right? Taking some time out to really tune into your own feelings, your own gut. You do have a victory with the Chariot card, right? So don't overthink it and don't get too worried about it. Okay, Taurus? Well, I do hope you have a very happy Christmas or holiday season. I'm hoping to be back with either Christmas readings or New Year's readings. My plan is to do a big, long, month-by-month card pull for every sign for the new year. But that is a very big undertaking. So we will see. All right, Taurus. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.